Shoot.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Coach's Corner West. We are here at Bucyrus High School, and we're going to have segments with the girls' basketball team, the boys' basketball team, and the bowling teams. So we're looking forward to a great show. We want to remind you that we're brought to you in part by Adam Weisner and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, Matt Studer at Spitzer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Kia in Mansfield, Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion, Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Highland and Associates at Bucyrus Blades, and Roger Brown at Winks, Lock, and Safe. And for you, kind of the veterans here, remember we used to have the show at Pizza Hut. Now Pizza Hut has come to the school. The pizza's in the library, we can smell it, so we'll have some of that a little bit later. We have tonight with us on our first segment, we're going to have the girls varsity basketball team, and Coach Brian Seybert, welcome.
Thank you, Dan.
Appreciate you. We know
Thanks for having us.
We always know that when you're in season, especially, you're just super busy. I mean, of course, the girls have schoolwork to do. You have your job to do, and then plus you have to work in practices and games.
Right.
And then here comes the radio, and they want to put you on the radio. So we appreciate you taking the time out. Well, Coach, first of all, you weren't on our first segment. We have them every 3 weeks now,
right.
And we kind of rotate who's on. Last time we had wrestling, boys basketball, and cheerleaders. And then tonight we have boys basketball, girls basketball, and bowling. So we're going to try to get all the sports involved and give everybody a little exposure. Talk to us a little bit since the season's well underway. In fact, we're just about approaching the halfway point already. Here we are at the holidays. And so how has the season unfolded compared to maybe what you envisioned it being?
We started out well, like we thought we could, winning the first 3 games. And then once we got into league, we knew the first one was going to be tough against Mohawk, and that was a tough matchup for us. They've got the tallest scorer in the league, and they're pretty physical, and they're a pretty sound team, and they beat us there. And then we've continued to lose four after that, so that's 5 losses in a row. So right now 3 and 5. Figured we could have had a couple of those games that we lost. So.
But we were talking about it, off camera before we started here. The N10 this year is pretty difficult, top to bottom.
It is. It truly is.
You got the clock girl at Mohawk, a matchup nightmare. She's 6'3". You don't see a lot of 6'3" basketball players around here, at least. Some they get in the cities, bigger schools, yes, but here it's kind of a rarity, and so you're trying to get matchup problems with that. You talked about you've got Cary and Buckeye coming up. Buckeye Central, they were only in the state Final Four last year.
Right.
Upper Sandusky, you just played them. They're undefeated.
In the league, yeah.
So Colonel Crawford only has 1 loss, and that's to Buckeye Central.
Yeah.
So, you're facing a pretty daunting schedule.
Yeah, it's tough. And like I keep telling the girls, for us to really compete in the league this year, we've got to become a more physical team. We've got to, because Crawford's right up in your face. Winford's, got up in us a little more than I thought they would the first game, and Upper was they're just quick, and they're pretty good, and they're solid at what they do, and they've been, when you have the same coach for the past, 6, 7 years.
I was going to say, Jerry's been there for a while.
So they know the system pretty well, and they know what he wants out of it. So, they're solid teams, and we'll see what we can do with Cary here. They returned everybody from last year here on Thursday night, and finally another home game. We haven't had many of those here lately.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say both boys and girls have been road warriors pretty much this year so far. It'd be nice to get home and have a little Alex Kish Memorial Gymnasium cooking, and that can sometimes help a little bit. You got some new faces this year, and we're going to be talking to a couple of them.
Right.
So when you came into the season, how did your approach change? Did you have to change a lot, or pretty much just blend them in?
We kept one of our sets, and then we installed a newer style offense. So we're still learning that, actually. We're still trying to mesh everybody together and find out that one rotation that really works well to start out. And, I think, having Addison Kemery and Brooke Dennison available moving in this year, and Addie moved in last year, but she wasn't able to play for us at all. But so this year, trying to get them all meshing in with Maddie, as a senior, and Addie Rister as a senior, and just trying to get comfortable with each other.
Yeah, and people don't realize, sometimes that just takes a little bit.
It does.
True, you had some summer stuff going on, but that's not necessarily the same.
And that was hit and miss, just due to everything else that was going on for some of the girls during the summer too.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like we were fully together for
Right.
a few days. It was July
Right.
or June, was it? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's about-
I think mostly probably June, for your open
Yeah.
gyms and stuff, because in July you get into that week of no contact and all that
Yeah.
stuff, so.
Okay, well, listen, we're going to come back, next segment, we're going to talk to the girls a little bit, but we want to remind you that, first of all, again, this keeps us on the air. These people right here keep us on the air. Lee Plymel of the Plymel Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Gallion, Hannah Newton at Wendy's Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center in Bucyrus,
Tabitha Smith.
and Associates at Waycraft Industries, Rod Steiger and Associates at Pizza Hut, Bucyrus, and Gallion, and they've been the provider for Coach's Corner, the pizza provider for Coach's Corner West and East. We have a show in Gallion on Wednesdays as well, and they've been doing this for like about 30 years now, so we appreciate Rod Steiger. We had it at their facilities until this year, and he was fine with us moving. He thought this was not a bad idea for us to do this. And the Burkhart family, Burkhart Farm Sales, your case IH dealer on the Manette, New Manchester Road. Okay, first up we've got Maddie Kimmel, Senior, and you've been playing varsity basketball for 4 years now. This is your 4th year,
Yep.
right?
So the girls kind of look to you as maybe sort of the leader of the team.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Does that put any extra pressure on you?
Sometimes, but this group of girls we have, we're all very close. Like, we all work well together. We're all friends off the court and on the court. So I think that helps a lot too. But some of the freshmen and the younger classmen, they aren't afraid to come up to me or ask me questions and ask for help when they need it.
Okay, now your dad used to be a basketball coach too. So does that put any extra pressure on you? Get a lot of critiquing at home, or he kind of just lets Coach Seybert handle it?
I wouldn't say as much as he used to. I think he's learned that sometimes I just need to be left alone, maybe. But
It's hard for a parent not to do that. I can speak from personal
Mhm.
experience. Now, I've never been a coach, well, other than in Little League Baseball, but I've never actually been a varsity coach. But, yeah, it's a temptation to, let me help tweak
Yeah.
things here a little bit, so. And you play other sports as well.
yep, volleyball and tennis.
Okay, so you're busy the year round.
Mhm.
And we've talked about this before. We talked about it with the boys, and even the cheerleaders. Schools this size, athletes have to play other sports. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just, you get into the bigger schools, yeah, there's plenty of kids, and you maybe can concentrate, but in a medium to small school,
Yeah.
the athletes have to play. So
Right.
I'm sure the other coaches appreciate that. And I know you
No, I
guys,
do too.
you guys share resources and try to mesh off-season schedules and so forth. So that's a good thing. Okay, well, we appreciate you coming out, and the pizza's in there, so you'll be able to
Thank
get
you.
a piece of that. And next we have Brooke Dennison. Brooke, as they mentioned, you just came to Bucyrus. You moved back over here. You were in the Northmore district.
Yes, I was.
Okay, so did you pretty much grow up entirely in Northmore, or
No.
you were?
I went to Winford.
You were at Winford first,
Yeah,
okay.
I grew up here, basically, and then my family moved to Northmore, so.
Yeah, your dad works in Monroe
Yeah,
County, right?
he's a Monroe County engineer, yeah.
Now, does he, since he's an assistant coach, he's not here tonight, but he's one of the assistant coaches, he now feel authorized to help you with your game?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's coached me since I was since I was 5. So it's like last year the last couple years actually was the first time he wasn't able to coach me. But now that he's a coach again, it's good sometimes.
Sometimes it might get a little much.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, have you ever heard about his 29-point game against Lexington?
Oh my
Have you
gosh,
heard that
yes.
story?
He
Who
gave me
hasn't
he gave me the CD and everything.
He made an entire reputation
Yeah,
on that.
yes,
he
That
did.
one game.
Oh yeah, just the one game.
Well, he says he had 5 threes in that game, and actually, taking nothing away from what his story was, that was a huge upset because they had Jamie Fike, who ended up playing in the NBA, and they were able to beat him, and he had Bart had a career night that night, and it was just one of those crazy things, but. Congratulations to him. So does he help you with your form, your shooting form, your technique a little bit?
Yeah, he helps me. He critiques me a lot. If something's not right, he lets me know. He knows a lot about the form.
Mm-hmm.
I think he thinks he knows too much. So,
more than he really knows.
Yeah. So I'd say yeah.
Yeah, between Bart and Mike Middleton and I, since they both had daughters on the team, my granddaughter's on the team, we've all made sure that when it comes to coaching, one of the other dads or grandfathers have to coach their kid.
Sure.
So it's not.
Yeah. So it's not any nepotism going on here. It's all coaching, actual coaching. Okay. And you play other sports as well?
Yeah. I'm gonna play. I play track and I'm gonna play softball.
Oh.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That'll help.
Yeah.
If you can do both.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It really helps the program. And finally, bear with me here. I'm fighting a little bit of a cold.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Try not to cough on you. And so then we have Addison Kemery. Addison, you were actually living in the Bucyrus district
Yeah.
and then open enrolling. And you just moved back to Bucyrus.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Yeah,
We do.
I'm sure the coaches appreciate what you're doing there. So, what position do you play on the team?
I move around a little bit everywhere since I'm one of the taller people on the court, but I feel more comfortable like on the outside. But I've learned that I've had to play on the inside a little more because we don't have size necessarily, so just a little bit anywhere.
Okay, so you can be flexible, almost like the Swiss Army knife kind of player. Okay, and you play other sports as well, right?
Yeah, I ran track last year, and I was thinking about doing volleyball this coming year. So
Oh, okay.
I've never played though.
If you're an athlete, you can learn, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
That'll be the key, and I'm sure the coach will be more than happy to welcome you back to the program. Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you girls coming out tonight, and again, already know the pizza's there. Be ready for that. Have some final comments from Coach Seybert after we once again recognize our sponsors: Blythe Friedley and Todd McDougall at Friedley and Company Insurance in New Washington. Ted Coder at Monarch Body Shop, New Washington. The Ohio State University at Marion, a Big Ten education close to home. Mike Kleinite at Ag Credit Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Mount Gilead, and Marion. Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center in Bucyrus. Dr. Erica Schieber at Bucyrus Veterinary Service. And Luann Krebs at Rivers Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing, and Signs in Marion. So, Coach, again, you're still wading through a pretty difficult schedule here coming up over the next week or so. Still have Cary, still have Buckeye Central.
Right.
Then maybe you get a little bit of a break after the first of the year.
Yeah, we got Cary coming in here on Thursday, and then a week from Thursday we go to Buckeye Central, and then to round out the N10, we have Seneca East for after the first of the year.
Okay.
And hopefully we can pull out a couple wins there out of these next
and
three.
you can't take anybody lightly.
No.
You look at Seneca East, they haven't won yet, But I've noticed by their scores, and I've seen a few of their box scores,
Yeah.
they're improving, they're getting better.
Yeah, they are. And Coach Parks is doing a good job up there, so we'll have to be ready to play them whenever it's their turn for us. So.
Yeah. Okay, well, good luck in the future, and we'll see you. I think you're in the rotation again in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully by then you'll have some good news on wins.
That would be nice.
Everybody will be happy. All right, Coach Brian Seybert of the Bucyrus Lady Redmen basketball program. And again, we're brought to you in part by Adam Weisner Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, and Matt Studer at Spitzer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Kia in Mansfield. And coming up next, we will have the Bucyrus bowling team, and we'll be right back with that.